Gold Star Families, an organization based in Peoria, had its 10th annual Commemoration. This is a solemn event where the group honors fallen soldiers from Central Illinois. Gold Star Families have lost someone during active duty military service. The event started with a yellow rose ceremony and a missing man table ceremony. Then the families were escorted to the Riverfront Museum by the Peoria Police Department. The fire department displayed a large American flag at the museum's entrance. At the museum, families had a lunch and the opportunity to talk about their loss.
It's just basically for families to enjoy each other. And this year we decided to have it down here at Peoria Riverfront for the second half of our program. So just families have time to talk to each other and heal.
Group leaders feel it is important to give people the opportunity to discuss their grief with people who knows how it feels. However, the event is a time for celebration in addition to remembrance.
Our lives go on, and our heroes would want us to be productive and not live grieving all the time, but to find purpose yet again.
Each family received several gifts to honor their sacrifice. People from Peoria and beyond donated books, quilts, and shoes for people to take home. They also received admission to the museum. The event was supported by donations to America's Gold Star Families.